This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show. This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show.
YouTube, what is up? I'm your homeboy Josh, back at you to show you some nickel coil builds. Yeah, we're going to be using this 28 gauge. Wait, nichrome? No, it's nickel. Trust me, it's nickel. It's not nichrome. I got an email from Lightning Vapes soon after I ordered this stuff, letting me know that they'd sent me nickel by mistake, and I tested it out, basically building a quick coil and seeing what it ohmed out to. And by the way that it ohmed out, trust me, it is not nichrome. This is nickel. 100% Ni200 nickel. So fortunate that I had this because recently got the Cloupor Mini Plus in the mail. And yeah, we're going to do two nickel builds today. We're going to do just a dual coil nickel build in the AX1, and we're going to do a twisted nickel coil build in the Aeronaut. So, yeah, come on in here. Let's get building. So we're going to start with our dual nickel build. We're going to need 3 strands. 3 strands? Why? Well, you'll see. So with nickel builds, it's all about proper spacing, because we're not going to be burning our nickel coils till they glow red. So they need to be spaced a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a parallel coil, and then we're going to tear one out. And we're going to do 14 wraps. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, one more, 14 reps. And we're gonna flip it around and clean up the last wrap, first wrap rather, because that one got a little wonky. Trying to keep it clean and tidy. So that's 14 wraps, parallel build. And we're just going to take, I like to take the inner wrap, not the outer wrap. Get it good and tight, and then spin it out, just like this. And there we have a nice uniformly spaced nickel coil. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 wraps. Okay, so I missed a wrap. Can't keep count. There we go. All right, so now we got 14 wraps. So we've got 2 14 wrap spaced nickel coils, and we're going to go ahead and put them on into the AX1 RDA. So we're not using our little post holes here. Fuck the post holes. I hate those things. This RDA does nothing to piss me off. I really don't like it. So we're not even going to mess with the post holes anymore because they're evil. Those post holes would just clip the wire, trust me. And it wouldn't be wide enough, see? Nearly wide enough. So we're going to use the screws. And we're going to bend this lead a little bit and this lead a little bit, just give them a little bit of curve, like that. And we're going to feed them right underneath the screws. I've got one lead longer than the other, so it goes in nice and neat. Nice and easy. And these are 3mm bit coils, 3mm internal diameter. So technically they shouldn't even really fit in this RDA, but building it this way, going underneath the screws, works really, really well. And they just kind of stay there, see? Not going anywhere, it just kind of locks them into place. We'll screw this one in first. There we go, there's one. I'll just flip the screwdriver around just to give me a bit more room. And I really like to go ahead and like pull the leads in tight over the screw like that. It just secures it down really good. I didn't do that the first time, but because I forgot, but it works really well to do that. I'm gonna have to retighten it to fix it. And then sort of bend it out like that, away from the screw. Let me just redo this one that way. This RDA is way easier to build this way too. So we're bend that lead over the screw like that. Tighten it on down. And then take it and bend it away like that. And then just sort of push the coil out this way a little bit toward the middle of the deck. Just a little bit. All right, give it a little bit distance away from the post. Just a little bit of distance. Less than a millimeter, I'd say. All right, cool. We can slide that on out. Okay, and now we'll go mount our other one. All right, then we can just clip off our leads. There we have it. 14 wrap, 3mm internal diameter. And it sits nice and pretty and even in the AX1 with this 14 wrap spaced nickel coil, dual coil. Check the ohms on it. Ohms out to 0.103, which is perfect. What I also really like about this build in the AX1 is that the air holes, if you build it using the posts, the wire, the coil is actually not going to take advantage of all 4 air holes. Only 2 air holes are going to hit the coil. Building it this way using the screws, it hits all 4 air holes on the coil. So it vapes a little bit better. Let's trim those wicks down to the edge of the deck, give it some juice. We're going to vape some more of this Dark Cabaret from Reverb. It's good stuff. Go ahead and tuck that cotton on in to the well, that teeny tiny well. There we go. Pop that top cap on. I'll see you guys up there. So that's the nickel build I've been rocking in the AX1 since I got the Cloupor Mini Plus, and it performs really, really well. And what I also really like is I can limit the heat that's coming up on the AX1 because the RDA gets way too hot. It really does. But it vapes pretty awesome considering. I like that I can take a much longer hit on this now because of that temp control. Not only is it controlling the temp of the vape, it's keeping the temp down on the RDA itself so I can take a longer hit and I can actually enjoy vape on this thing. Right there at the end it was starting to get a little bit uncomfortable, but I was able to pull on it long enough that I was able to get a really good vape. I like that I was able to build, using the screws rather than the post hole, that I was able to get like a decent macro coil in there. So I really still don't like the RDA, don't get me wrong. This RDA is going up for sale very, very soon. But, it's the mod. It's the temp control, it's the nickel that makes this thing bearable. Using it with Kanthal or nichrome, regular wire, it's just junk. But with a decent nickel build, yeah, it vapes pretty good. Yeah, so that's a dual nickel coil build in the AX1. Let's try some twisted nickel. Let's try some twisted nickel in the Aeronaut. That sounds like fun. Let's do that. Let's go grab the drill. No fancy camera work today. I'm just twisting 3 strands of nickel. Okay, so we're going to take 2 times around the spool, 3 times. So there's 1. Just going to straighten these out really quick. That's enough. All right, everything's in there getting tight. We're just going to spin. Just let it spin. All right, it's starting to pull everything on in, so I'm just going to let it basically pull it onto the drill. Try not to apply too much pressure because it's flimsy wire. It's very, very soft, so it can break pretty easy. Yeah, see, broke. But I think that's about where we want it anyway. That's pretty good. Okay. And that's about what we're working with. All right. All right, so come on in here. Let's build a coil. All right, so we've got plenty of wire to work with. We're gonna build a nice, beefy 3.5 millimeter internal diameter coil on this one. Nice and beefy. Just to give you an idea of what we're doing, I think what we're gonna try and do is build out the corners. So we're gonna build a coil from this side over to this side, so we get, you know, plenty of wraps in there. 12, 13, 14. We're gonna see if we can get this to fit 14 wraps. Pull that one out a little bit. And there we go. All right, so 14 wraps. You know what, maybe we'll go a little bit less than that. Maybe I think we can handle 10 wraps. We'll go 11 wraps, okay? That's what we'll try for. I think that's what's gonna fit best. Can it fit more than that? I don't think it would hold a lot more than that, like a 14 wrap. And that's what we're gonna have to work with. So yeah, that should line up. Maybe I can put 1 more wrap in. 1 more wrap just to bring those homes up a little bit more. Go ahead and tighten down the first side. All right, now we'll just go ahead and tighten down the other side. We'll just clip off the excess. Okay. We got ourselves a nice twisted macro coil in here. Let's center it on that air hole a little bit more at the bottom. Let's work to spread these out a bit more. Make sure there aren't any hot spots coming in. We're trying to work everything out before we even fire it. All right, let's give it some wick. All right, we'll wick it with some kendo. Look at all that. Look at all that cotton. That kendo cotton. Yes. Yes, love this RDA. You just stuff a bunch of cotton in here. It's ridiculous. All right. Get under here and just disperse the cotton a bit. I think we'll use some trance in this one. Why not? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, good and juicy. Alright, so I have a feeling that this can take a lot more heat, this RDA, so I've got the Cloupor Mini Plus at 550 degrees and it's on auto. It smells good. Oh yeah. A little more juice. Alright. Pop that top cap on. I'll see you guys up there. That RDA is like the size of the mod itself, but it'll work. Alright. That's fucking tasty. Let's turn it all the way up. 600 degrees. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good vape. Fuck yeah. If this mod was that good with the AX1, I should have known that was going to be even better with the Aeronaut. I should have known. This is awesome. Tons of flavor, consistent hit, exceptionally warm, 600 degrees, and it can fucking take it. It takes it, man. Yeah. That is a warm, flavorful, delicious vape. I fucking love this RDA. I really like nickel. I like a temp-controlled vape. That's really good. It's consistent. I like it a lot. Yeah. I like that. I like that RDA. I'm not sure how I feel about that setup. Together like that? I don't know if these two go together. Maybe with a bigger mod. Maybe with a much bigger mod. Because that RDA is the size of the mod, basically. But it makes great. Cotton's looking pretty dry already. That's a thirsty, thirsty coil. It's a thirsty build. No hint of a dry hit, just, you know, detect the loss in flavor. So we're going to juice it up again. Juicing this RDA, the easiest ways I've found to do it is right down the middle. Like use the top airflow tube as a guide. You can just drip right on top of the top airflow tube and it'll get down in there. And it doesn't get into the bottom at all, basically. Or you can drip on either side of the tube, you know, like this. See this? Watch the tube. Watch the tube. It's like almost surreal. You're like dripping down in there and no juice is getting in the tube. It's kind of cool. I like it. Damn. I love that juice. I love that juice. I love this RDA. I love this mod. And it's a pretty damn good build. So it works really, really well. Yeah, I really like twisted builds. Always have. But it works really well with nickel. And spacing the coils, using that, you know, extra as a guide with just straight wire without twisting it, works great. Anyway, till next time, I'm your homeboy Josh. Vape on, Vapers.